Hiya, welcome to Win or Lose. I'm Adam Ishard, and yeah, today's video is about. It's going to be an on-running series called Beating the Curve. This will be about general things in the hobby, things that I've been doing the hobby for about 20 plus years, and it's things that I think I've learned that can sometimes be a real hurdle for people that haven't been into the hobby as long. So the first one, and this is the first of this series, I thought a great one will be is if you're new to the hobby in general, or you're starting up a new game, or even can you use this for starting up a new army. So this is all about starting something new. So the assumption is, the first assumption we're going to do from this guide is that you have seen this game, that you've already seen this game on either a magazine or YouTube, and you like the models or the general blurb or whatever about this game, and you want in. So that's the general assumption. Okay. So step one, and most important one, something I've fallen flat so many times, is try the game first before you drop any money into it. Try your best to have a go at this game. Now this can be done. You can either go on YouTube and Facebook, find Facebook groups for the games. I mean, generally, I haven't found a rules system that hasn't got a Facebook group. And then try and look for local players, and then from there try and organise for them to demo the game for you. I mean, generally most people who play these games already will want more people to play the game with, so I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Secondly, go to some of the conventions. I mean, I'm in the UK, and good ones are like Salute, Selwig, to name a few just off the top of my head. If you've got one of these that's local to you, and again, if it's something like 40k or one of these games that has a high price tag, and if it's a few months for this show, wait. Just wait. You can save the money, go and play the game. If you like it, you can generally buy the stuff right there and then. So just be patient. Don't be ready to sink the money in. I've done it too many times. Seen a game, think that looks great, know nothing about it, go and buy a ton of stuff for it, and then finally play it and not like it, and then I'm stuck with these models. And generally, if it's not a game that it's not very good, it's gonna flop. And well, if it's anything other than the GW stuff, the chances of you reselling this stuff on for a decent money is minimal. So you've got to be careful. The last one, if you can't find a way of getting the game demoed for you, go on YouTube and look for people that have filmed demo games or battle reports or something, and that will give you a really good indication of how the game will work. And then if what you've played or seen, of the game running and you enjoy it, now's the time to put the money in. So step two is you've got to assess what you need to get started. And what I mean by that is what you cannot play this game without. Okay, again, another pitfall I've done is again drop a load of money, and then you got stuff, and you've put it all together. You just bought what you like, and you put it all together, and you can't really use it. You start flipping through the rules, and you're like, oh, actually, I need this stuff. I haven't got it, and now I can't use any of this really cool big stuff because I haven't got any of this. That's a general problem with a lot of. I mean, I think that comes up more in sci-fi games than historical, but yeah, it's a problem. So, easiest ways to do this is first one, get the rule book. Do this before you buy any models. I mean, it is boring. We all like spending our money on the figures and the cool new toys, but you need to know the rules. So buy the rule book first before anything else. I mean, another good way is to buy an intro box that comes with the rules, so you get rules and figures. Just whatever way you do it, make sure rules come with your first purchase. Okay, and then read through the rules, and then that will give you a really good indication of what you need. Okay, and then once you know and you've got an idea how army constructions or force constructions works, actually write out and plan your starter force, and then plan this at the minimal size you need to get going. So I'm talking like 500 points for like 40k or 50 power for 40k, or for Star Wars Legion it'd be 400 points, and 200 points for Infinity. Go with the minimum size, because you've got all the time in the world to grow your force. And you don't want to be swamped under with a ton of stuff to paint as well, you know. You don't want to be intimidated by that, looking and go, oh, you know, don't make the hobby a chore. You know, enjoy it. So, yeah, get the rules and plan a minimal size force. Okay? And then, and also when it comes to painting, because the other point of this step 2, is to get going as fast as possible in the minimal amount of time and effort and money to start playing this game. So when it comes to painting, just if you're not a particularly confident painter, or you know it's not your main aspect of the hobby, just base coat it. Just get something that looks representational. I mean, if you're playing ultramarines, spray and blue. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the building blocks for you to then develop and paint them up. You know, all the details later. Just paint something that you know you're comfortable with using. Don't let other people judge you. You know, ooh, your stuff's not painted. It's your hobby, your money, your figures. Do whatever you want. You know, if these people have to like get a rise out of belittling other people, then they haven't. Their heads are not screwed on properly. It's about enjoying it for yourself. So that's step 2. Get the rules, get the minimal amount of figures that you need to get going, paint them up in a, you know, a reasonable manner that's representation of what they are. So if you're Space Marines, you know, you need them to be sprayed in the colour of your chapter at the very least, so your opponent knows what they're playing against, and you're going. And then step 3 is expanding from there. So you've played some games, now your army's in its smallest state, and you played a few games, you're getting the grips of it all. Where do you go from there? Now, I mean, the most important thing that we all hobbyists ignore and hate to do it is storage. You've got to do it. I mean, there's no point in you sitting there all that time building these figures, painting these figures, and then slowly they damage because you just bundle them in a box and they get damaged. I mean, what's the point of that? You only have to paint them once, and you've got to let that paint job stay for as long as possible. So do invest in storage. Now, I mean, I'll do this for another video more in depth, but cheap way I do is buy really useful boxes, line them with steel, glue magnets underneath the bases of the models, and they go in that. That's a very cheap way of doing it. Or invest in some of the foam cases, where it is. But storage is a good investment. And then from there, and then when it comes to buying the next figures, again, now you've got your core stuff. Don't go mad and start buying big stuff, because there's still stepping stones of where to go. And it sounds a bit over the top, but a really good way of knowing what to buy next is actually to write a kind of army or battle journal for your force, and take note of when you start playing games where your army is suffering, you know, for its effectability. You know, like, are you struggling against knocking out armour, like tanks or vehicles? Is your army struggling when your opponent gets into close combat with you? You're not really hacking that. Once you start taking notes and understanding where your army is letting you down, that will educate you in some really effective reinforcements of where to add. And then from there, it's very intuitive of where you can grow from there. So yeah, that's basically how to get into the hobby for as minimal effort, money, and time as possible. And because of that, you spend more time just enjoying it and playing and meeting new people, and what for me the hobby is about. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to discuss with me anything more from what I've been talking about, there is obviously there's comments below. There's a Facebook group, Win or Lose. Win or Lose Gaming on Facebook. Link again below for that. A bit more than welcome to jump on there, and you can chat with me and other people that have watched the vids. And yeah, thank you for watching, and remember, win or lose, just have fun.